Hey guys, what's going on? 845 Sports Cards coming back at you from New York's Hudson Valley once again. And I'm going to tell you a story that maybe you guys can relate to. I have a PSA order out at PSA. I sent the order out with the expectation of 45 business day turnaround. We're sitting at day 61 so far, and the order is still sitting in research NID. The thing is in limbo. These 12 cards I sent out, I was hoping to get them back in a reasonable amount of time, and they're still sitting at PSA doing God knows what. And then I would exchange long wait times as long as they get fair grades, but how long is too long to wait? I don't know. Will I ever send cards to PSA again? Yes, probably. But while those cards are sitting in limbo at PSA, I thought I'd do something a little fun. I'll take you to a order that I sent out to PSA many years ago. It's actually three separate orders, but I'm going to put it together as if it's the early to mid 90s and pretend that these just came in, because what else am I going to do here when I don't have my actual PSA order? So what I have here, 19 cards that I picked up with my father back at the Golden Gate Motel in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. They'd run a monthly show out at the gate, and they would, back in the early 90s, everything was vintage, and back in the early 90s, there was no such thing as grading. But eventually, we got smart to grading cards to preserve them, to identify higher quality cards. And these 19 cards here were all picked up raw from the Golden Gate Motel monthly card show. And I'm going to show them to you now, do the grade reveal. We graded them all ourselves. If I remember correctly, it was like $7 a card. I mean, it wasn't expensive at all to grade back in the day. But what I want you to see is how the labels have changed. This particular card here has the original label from around 91, 92. The labels look nothing like this now, but interesting how the labels on the front and the back do change, and how the grading standards changed. A card that might be a 6 today might not be a 6 30 years ago, but we'll go through the cards. It's a nice way to show the cards anyway, and we'll see how PSA has changed over the years. So, 19 card order, and first card up, we'll bring up here. It's a Gil Hodges from 1949 Bowman. See the card right there. You can see the centering, the color, the corners, the edges. And there's the original label from 92, give or take. PSA 6 with an OC, off-center qualifier. Now, they don't really do qualifiers much anymore, but what that means is the centering doesn't stand out to be a 6, but everything else would be a 6. So notwithstanding the centering, it's a 6, but it gets that qualifier. Generally sell for around PSA 4 prices. You take 2 points off for each grade in value. Gil Hodges wasn't a Hall of Famer when we picked this card up and when we got it graded, but he has since got elected to the Hall of Fame, and this card has jumped up in value. A 6 would be worth a lot of money, but if I send this back in to regrade, reevaluate it, and I put a minimum grade of a 4, I guess I'd be happy with that, but I may keep it just for the nostalgia of the really old label. It looks nothing like you have now. PSA hologram, they don't use those anymore. No hologram up front, so Gil Hodges rookie, 6OC. Next card up, it's a Ralph Kiner from Leaf. You can see the wax stains back there. Kiner rookie, you can see the centering there. 49 Leaf. EX5. We'll take it. Happy with that grade. Nice grade. Would that get a 5 today? Nobody's sure, but we'll see. Got here Roger Maris, 1958 Roger Maris rookie. 1958. It's a nice looking card. Purchased this card. We got this card for $2 in a game, a dice game, but that's a story for another day. 58 Maris. EX5. We'll take it. A collector's grade. Any card from the 50s getting a 5. Good eye appeal, reasonably good centering. We will take. These are all PC cards. I've kept them all in my PC since we got them. We got a Harmon Killebrew rookie. Sweet card. Look at it there. That's a really nice card. Obviously the centering is way off. Harmon Killebrew, 55 tops. Nearman 7OC. So beautiful condition, but the off-centered brings it down. So that might get about a 5 if I resubmitted it, which I might do because I don't like the qualifiers. Next card up, Steve Carlton. The Hall of Fame pitcher. Steve Carlton, rookie. 65. Tops. We get here. Nearman 6. A 6. Very nice. Take that. That's great. Carlton, rookie. Really good. George Brett. George Brett rookie. This is a big one of the most expensive cards in the 75 set. 75 Brett. Near mint 8. Whoa, that's a banger. That's a really great grade. We love that. Again, we bought these cards raw, so you can imagine seeing this with the naked eye. Maybe a jeweler's loop back then. And we got a mini George Brett, and you can see the centering there is miserable. So there's the mini George Brett compared to the regular George Brett. Nice deep color, but the centering's got to be an issue there. 75 mini. Nearman. Oh, 8 off center. So it's an 8. Corners, surface, edges, everything except the centering would be an 8, but the centering brings it down. So 8 OC. Hate to see the qualifiers. Frank Robinson, rookie. The card there. Pretty nice. What do you think here? Collector's grade would be a 5 for a 57. See what we get. Be happy with that. 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. EX5. That's what a 5 looks like back in the mid-90s. What do you think? Might get a 5 today. Some fuzziness in that corner. Not rounded, but they definitely beat up. Frank Robinson rookie gets a 5. Phil Rizzuto, 54 Bowman. That's a cool card, right? You don't see a lot of these around, but for Rizzuto, your Yankee broadcast for a long time, player, VG3. Ugh. Why'd he get a 3? I'm not really sure. Not really sure why this one got a 3. Oh, there it is, the giant crease. That's probably it. You see that? You kind of see the light. There's a giant crease there. That's probably the reason. I'd probably get a 1 if I sent it out today. Next card, Warren Spahn Red Heart Dog Food. This is a cool set. It's a food issue. It's very popular. Bowl backgrounds, nice portraits. The Musial and the Mantle are the highest value in this set. But we got a Warren Spahn here. 54 Red Heart. Near mint 7. Wow, that's really nice. A 7. A near mint 7 from a card that came out of a pack of dog food in the 50s and it held up. Near mint 7, really, really nice. And we're going to play a little game here. We're going to pretend this card isn't an SGC slot. What happened was this card came back from PSA as trimmed. It came back trimmed. They did not holder it. PSA would not hold it. It just came back in the semi-rigid. Said evidence of trimming. We were heartbroken because there's a 52 tops. Duke of Flatbush says it was trimmed, so I just eventually sent it out to SGC just to get it slabbed. So that's disappointing when a card comes back trimmed. But that's the danger in buying raw vintage. We got here. This is Raleigh Fingers, reliever. Raleigh Fingers rookie. No mustache. Raleigh Fingers with no mustache. How about that? Raleigh Fingers rookie here. A 6. So now, these days, the number would be below the grade. It would say EX/mint, and the 6 would be below. But these are older slabs, obviously. If you look at that serial number, it's 8 digits, right? As opposed to 9 now. So, but there's a Raleigh Fingers. PSA 6. Pretty cool. Take it. Lou Brock. Lou Brock. Ricky Henderson broke Lou Brock's all-time stolen base record. But this is his rookie. 62 tops. X-Men 6. All right. Tough issue with the wood grain borders. But being that we bought this raw, and I looked over this with my 12-year-old eyes, pretty sharp card to buy, and we sent it away, and we got a 6. But a good ROI if we got that for a good price. Probably paid, $15 for that. Here's the home run leaders. You see Roger Maris with his 61 home runs. That same year, Mantle hit 54, Killebrew 46, and Jim Gentile 46. But it's a cool card. Again, another 62 set with the wood borders. We got a 6. All right. So, real tough. Maris and Mantle, Killebrew, 3 Hall of Famers. Actually, no, I take it back. Maris not a Hall of Famer. 2 Hall of Famers on the card, plus Maris' iconic season, which is, they made a movie out of it. Pretty notable card. And we got a 6. Really nice. Next card up here, the Brooklyn Dodgers. This is the 1957 Topps Brooklyn Dodgers team card. It is the last ever team portrait on a baseball card of the Brooklyn Dodgers before they moved to LA. A lot of Hall of Famers on this team. 7 Dodgers team card. My father was a Brooklyn Dodgers fan before they moved to the West Coast. Like this card here. A 6. Near mint 6. Very nice. Centering is pretty off, but other than that, very nice card. There's a big one, Hank Aaron. It's a 1955 Bowman. These may look familiar if you see the Bowman anime cards. Use that wood grain color TV border. It's a 1955 Bowman. Hank Aaron. What would you expect from that? Rounded corners, but clean card, no creases, nice surface, good registration. 55 Bowman. VG3, alright, well, to be expected, I guess. Still a sweet card, definitely a sweet card. Not a lot of value in a 3, but sweet card in the PC. 3 cards left here. The Duke Snyder, Duke of Flatbush. Fortunately, that 52 Topps was trimmed, but here's a Duke Snyder from 54 Red Heart. See the centering there. Other than that, pretty clean. 54 Red Heart. The EX5. All right. Not bad. Another Red Heart. Picked a bunch of these up because they are beautiful cards. A lot of Hall of Famers in the set. Really nice imagery. Bold colors. 52 Richie Ashburn. A 6. Very nice. It's a nice... That's on the card. That scratch right there, that's on the card. No, still got a 6. Alright, print marks there. That's a 6. Mid-90s, that got you a 6. And the last card up, Don Larson. Only perfect game in the World Series. Only perfect game in the playoffs, actually. There's his rookie card, 54 Bowman. Only perfect game ever in the playoffs. We got here EX6 on his rookie. Beautiful. Very cool. So I thought that'd be pretty interesting to do. You can see how the labels have changed throughout the years. The font has changed. Obviously the numbers, you can see the 0 has the slash compared to the 0 there. And obviously today you'd have holograms here. The barcode has changed. The font. The white is rounded. You can see that there. The white is rounded with the red. If you look at your current slabs, square. Round versus square. All very different. On the back, they went from stamps to embossed. Now it's all different. There's a barcode on the back. It's all very different. And obviously the standards have changed. You don't see qualifiers much anymore. And obviously the standards have gotten a little trickier, but these are all vintage cards. I'm okay with having collector grades. 54 card and a 6. Even if this got knocked down to a 4, it's a 49 Bowman. What do you really want? It's a Gil Hodges rookie. I'm happy to have it in the PC. I'd be okay with the 4, but right now I got a PSA 6 and I got a cool label that you'll never see. Very rare. Hard to find these. Now, of course, people don't trust older labels, understandably, because standards were different back then. But it's a cool piece of history. Anyway, as I wait for my current order to come in, this is an order that I probably submitted 30 years ago, but I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at it, see how things have changed. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this kind of content. If you like it, there's always different stuff going on, so please subscribe, like, share, and comment what you think about the grading standards, PSA in general, the wait times, My 12 card order that's still sitting in research and ID. Will I ever get it back? Would I ever got these cards back? All good questions, good points of conversation. But until then, I thought these were pretty cool. Thought it'd be fun to go through. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later.